Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to Crusader Kings 2 with Celgil Khan. Celgil Khan has recently suffered a great number of losses. He's had to work, he's barely scraping by with what little prestige and gold he has. But there stands still a chance of coming out of this with everything he sought to have to begin with. Now, the Yabguids, who presently presently defeated us and took Sirdaria. The Yugra want to form an alliance with us. We don't want to form an alliance with them. Right now we're extremely suspicious of allies. It seemed a fine idea when we were allied with the Khazarans, but what good did they do us? Precious little. Now, if we are to succeed, we must do it on our own terms. Ironically, the presence of the Yabguid, the ones who just defeated us, is helping move along this siege, bringing things into our command, which is exactly what we want. We need more land in order to permit that additional clan we've got, and that land needs to be ours. More importantly, we need this territory. With this province, not only can we raid freely the Pechenegs, we stand a chance of taking Karlakid's territory, which again we can raise, strengthening us. We also stand. It also increases. It also, frankly, increases our chances of survival. We are in desperate need. Look, we have almost no grazing land. We are in desperate need of new pastures. Fortunately, such pastures can be created with the aid of brutal warfare and mass depopulation. Both things that Celgil Khan has something of a reputation for. Chach, for instance, nothing remains of Castle Chach. Yes, there we go. Now, look at all of the... If we check the actual castle of Banjikat, it's got fine fortifications, giving it a fortification level of 4.5, fine walls, a keep, militia training ground, barracks, stables, castle town, all things we don't need. But we do hold the holding, and there are at least 4 buildings. So, for gold, technology. I believe that also just that should have adjusted itself, but I think, well, we definitely got something, so that should have destroyed a couple of buildings there, at the very least. Recently burned the land. That'll go till 87. Now, what stops us from pillaging the buildings for a while? Location doesn't have the province. Recently burned the land. Right, we need to, in order to successfully burn it all, we need to own the province ourselves. And then we can just utterly ruin it on our own terms. Well, I look forward to it. A month and that will fall. They don't have control, any real control, the satraps. Is it a satrapy now? Have they finally converted to back? That's interesting. Yeah, they're definitely Sunni, but I think it's because they're of Persian culture. And the Yabguids are heading away. That's fine, we have enough to sate our bloodlust. Yeah, we're not getting much in the way of manpower growth because we're actually seeing clansmen leave the clan in a desperate search for new pastures. Well, pastures we can grant them in the fullness of time, but then again we've recently pillaged the land. But look at what joys we'll have here. We can raise all this to the ground. We shall know wealth as we've barely known. Well, actually, no, we've definitely known wealth before, and great wealth at that. So it should be highly entertaining. Many of the besieging soldiers are dead. 10.4. Yeah, we'll get this, but it's going to take a while, possibly much of next year. This would actually be an excellent point to look at our current state of alliances and non-aggression pacts. So we have only one ally, our vassal. That's the way I like it. We have non-aggression pact with Magyar and Turkestan, with the Jinal clan. I can't remember who they are. Clearly not that important. We have non-aggression pacts with Perm, with the Mari. So we're doing alright on our tribalistic neighbours. I think that's because they're not... Yep. With our spouse. Yeah. And not, I think, with... interesting. We must have them. We must have one with successful the besiegers. Surely we have some sort of pact with them, otherwise. Our domestic bonds are close enough. And this would... No, we're not actually in a non-aggression pact with them. We could renegotiate. I think we have some bug relatives, but... have to see on that front. The good news is, though, we can look forward to full fresh grazing plots coming in about a month. I think once we take this, it'll probably switch war score enough along, because we'll completely control the province. And we should be able to force their surrender. If not, a few short fights should do the rest. 49%? Really? That's all? 3rd of March. We're gonna head there, we might as well. Head to Dashavuz. Kill what's left of the Pechenegs forces. Right then, in that case we're going to head there. Probably try and take the capital. It will kill off their uprising, but that's fine. We need whatever advantages we can get. Really? We only have a slight advantage for controlling our Shoshana? I'm genuinely surprised. No. You're losing, but you won't give up yet. Yeah, losing is right. Fear not. Definitely do have... I definitely don't have all the soldiers I should have, commanders I should have there. Let's just pop commanders back in. I don't know what Table's not doing on this flank. But I think we're also running we also appear to be short on some commanders, which is alarming. Let's see if there's anyone who's appropriate. Yeah, we're definitely short on commanders right now. We also don't really have anyone worthwhile. Unfortunately, all our good men seem to keep dying for some reason. Perhaps it's because we keep throwing them away in stupid battles. We need to be a lot more cautious. We need to be a lot more careful. Oh! And we have a siege leader. Fantastic. This man can take control of the siege then. Who's Kango? No. I put a siege commander in specifically. The siege hasn't started, so. Rich. Well, I suppose at least he's halfway competent. Oh, have we swapped over to the better siege commander? No. No. It was a vain hope, I suppose. Perhaps a competent commander doing things. Right. Okay, we're going to do this and split off an army. Have that first army move away. Second army, we have down, and that bastard takes back over again. That, oh, he's completely incompetent. Why? Why is he leading the siege? We have a perfectly good siege commander here, and Khan Bula wants to pull rank. Yeah, happily, for the economy. Don't care. Our economy consists of a handful of traders in tents. It's really not our primary concern. Can we even afford to build anything in those tents? Nope, we're actually losing a ton of money. Probably replenishing, I imagine. Yep, replenishing our horde. Where we are right now, I think we'd be better off if we halted horde reinforcement. Not necessarily help the siege, but we'll hold things off a little bit. Ah! Orthodoxy has returned. Hello? What happened to our sort of semi-mother-in-law? Half-sister through Celgil has died of poor health. Oh. Wait. April 7, 19. No, it wasn't her. Siba is incapable. Really? I can only assume she must have had some sort of heart attack. That is surprising. Well, since we're looking for someone, we might as well search everyone who's Tengri, any gender, not a woman. I'm going to go recruiting. And to find someone who probably not married, so better. Yeah. Essentially, you can use the character finder to try and locate someone who of course, I can take concubines. Normally you have to go through this elaborate process of arranging to drag someone back to support. You find someone who hates their card, and then you sort of invite them to court. Bribing them as much as need be. But I don't have to do that. It's my son-in-law controls this wench, so I can just demand her as a concubine and use her to staff my support. That is brilliant. Did he lose his... Yeah, he must have lost it. He's currently in a war against the Yadgurids, of course. Of course he is. Hinga. Hinga is generally positive towards us. She'll make an acceptable spy mistress. Speaking of which, she'll be well placed here. Gather what knowledge she can. We really need to crush these people. And probably take the first few couple of locations, and that might be enough to force a surrender from them. The Abguids are getting stronger and stronger. Frankly, it's a little alarming, but my half-sister has promised their Khan, and that will provide a measure of security. I suppose Sultan's children. A little alarming. I think we will eventually have daughters or sisters that we can pass off to the neighbouring power, major power blocks. At least I hope so. No, it's fair long. So long, our old spy mistress. And the cartoon of the Pechenegs is no more. We're going to need to reinforce soon. I'm taking some pretty hefty losses. I mean, we'll make the siege, that's not in doubt, but... There's Kizil-Kun. There goes Kizil-Kun. Is he actually making having some success in his fight? I mean, not that great a success, obviously, but... it could stand for something. Especially if that was the... Celgil. Still, though, we could go somewhere in this. Come on. 60 days, 2 months. So, by the new year, broadly, we should have Afrasia, which is a fine and strong, a strong castle. Nothing to complain about there. Yes, with a Muslim ruler exacting a jizya tax on his subjects, he's probably doing quite nicely. Oh, he's become an old man. That will be interesting. I look forward to taking some of his children and ransoming them. Because goodness knows I need the money. Fall, defenders. Surrender now. It was a present for the new year. Speaking of getting old, apparently I'm not the only one. No, apparently he's not the only one even. It seems that the Pechenegs and the Pechenegs will continue to be at war for a long time. Let's ransom some prisoners, shall we? Amira, really? Oh, it must be the lesser wives. Golnaz. Okay, Golnaz is actually finally starting to look positive in terms of ransom value. Okay, so we have about 3 ransomable prisoners. One of which used to be a daughter. Ah! Okay, well she's going to marry the Abguid. Excellent. Yes, in one of the betrothal. And we can probably negotiate an aggression pact through this. Well, I hope we now have a non-aggression pact. Creates a non-aggression pact with... Yes. Broken betrothal. Nah. basically, yeah. Well, that works. We have the pact we needed. Now, if they could just fall, this would all get a lot easier. Just want him to surrender those lands so that we can raise them to the ground, grow cattle on them, because we are losing, you know, we are shedding people. So it's not going to be long now before we need to take the Kali kids. Yeah, they're weak, they have a single, they're but a single ruler. We can probably take them. We just need this guy to surrender. If he would but surrender, we would be able to arrange other wars. And yeah, we might as well take the pennies. We need the pennies at the moment, so there's no reason to there's no reason in being too proud. Yeah, we'll be well over manpower soon. It's still not worth trying to assault even low city walls. Oh, right. Yeah, I literally also can't invade them until I take Orishana anyway, so because I need to be able to, if I'm going to declare a single province invasion, it needs to quite literally be a neighbouring province. But look at it this way, I'm probably going to interfere with their ability to take dashes. Cute. Probably one more. I think there's one more ransom. Think of another of your wives. Yes. I'm not proud. I'll take all the gold I can get. We've lost heavily in these wars. We're attempting to crawl our way back. Kagan of Bashkiria. No, Bashkiria is weak. And probably one of our next targets for conquest. The last thing I want to do is get drawn into any wars with it. 6 months. We've renewed what armies we can. Surrender. If you want to be able to concentrate your forces on defeating the Yabguids, you need to surrender to us. We are the lesser threat. The lesser threat who desperately needs grazing lands. Bakar would probably be the next goal, and expanding into Tide. I mean, the good news is we probably can declare a large-scale invasion. What would the limitations be on declaring an invasion of Kiva? No, we'd need a higher pact. We need a higher population than 30,000 for full-scale invasion. But let's say Tide. We could, for instance, do. Oh no, that's against subjugate non-nomadic runs once in a lifetime. Yes. We need to. It'd be a subjugation of like the local area, basically. But we could, for instance, go to Uruguay. We could probably subjugate. Oh wow! Really, we don't actually have a high enough population in order to do that. Interesting. Well then, this is just going to be extremely entertaining. However, before we continue, I'm going to call a very short break here, and we'll return with the rest of the video. Okay, continuing onwards then. Yeah, we've lost 300 people. The clansfolk are leaving in droves. Bator claims that he will be better than Teber. Teber wants a chance. Teber is ill. Once he heals up, he'll be a better marshal. I just need these guys to fail. It might be enough. It might be enough to do it. And I think I'm getting additional occupational bonuses for having yes. Oh. Local improvements in Turbo. Lovely. Oh, food and supplies have been smuggled in. Lovely. How much time will this delay us? I think... Oh, yeah. 12 days. It's brought it out by another month, basically. And it's not worth charging, because if I do an assault, that will actually slightly renew their morale, allowing them to make a larger success. Still though, gold, we have wealth, we don't have manpower. That's what we need right now. What we really need is manpower. And for this damned satrap to surrender. 91. 91! We're close, we have that first. If I can pillage. I can. I might chief holding, I think. That's satisfying. Of course, I've recently burned the land, so I can't do it again, but still, I think it was worthwhile for a little bit of gold, and mostly for the humiliation value. I quite enjoyed the humiliation value. Didn't increase my war score any appreciable amount, sadly, but worthwhile for the sake of damaging him. I need this land. Right now we have a grand total of 4 pieces of pasture. More, in fact. It would double, I think, or possibly... Yeah, it would double up our current pastures to take Orishana. Even more if we eventually take Fugana. But we can't until we have Orishana. That's our limitation. Instantly, how are the Kali kids doing? They have 1,000 men. Wonderful. Yeah, 1,600 actually. Still though, I'm glad I made that, hired those extra men back when we could. Did make the difference. Plains, yeah, Plainslands. December. We could make this by January. Yes! And now you have no choice, good sir. You must surrender. You've taken enough land that your own nobles are forcing you to give up the Mars Panate. I just want to call it Marsi Panate of Oshrashana. Ah, so satisfying. A victory. A welcome victory, I think. Now, speaking of victories, I think it's well time. Let's show the inhabitants of Oshrashana what happens to those who don't cheerfully surrender. Yep. Oh, look at those walls continuing to fall. What can I next do? How recently have they been mined? Spies, 20th of June. Right, it's okay. Come June, I can burn more of that. Excellent. Oh, it's going to take a while to get all of this burnt down. It's a frustrating part. But I will. So I have wrong types of holdings. What's that going to do? Is it going to piss off my vassals? Don't imagine it. Yeah, he's not in the slightest bit upset about that. I don't care. Inefficient land management. Oh no! Yeah. Yeah, I want to keep the one for myself so I can manage it. Thanks. We're still over the Clansmen because we've gained one piece of grazing land, and that land will continue to increase as we raise more and more of this territory. More importantly, we'd get there in February. So we have until February to declare the conquest of Fergana. Yeah. And that will get us the land we need. I just hope that no one else declares a competing conquest, because if they do that, then we're essentially royally screwed. 900 light cavalry. They're heading to Fergana with us. That's the good news. They haven't changed their path. I don't imagine they will. Yeah, okay, well it's slightly decreased the population decline. We have that going for us. And come June we'll be able to do more. Right. Time to make our declarations. We've got no choice. We have to take that land if we want to stand any chance of survival. What about the Okiars? What are they doing? Do we have... I feel like we have some betrothals underway. I need to check the positions of my half-sisters. She's married. Marla. Not. Let's see if we can arrange any betrothals. Aggression pact. Aggression pact. Aggression pact. Aggression pact. Okay. What about... what about marriage? My sons, perhaps. Really do need a non-aggression pact with them. That's something that's very important. We can't get one of those. It's all going to go tits up as soon as they decide to assault us. How much would a gift be? I'm just going to send him a gift to keep him a little bit sweet. Because, yeah, we don't. Last thing we want is conflicting claims. Alright, here goes. We can get all of that as well. Come, vessels. Of those troops are weak, which is exactly what we want. There. See those? Yeah. You see how those defenders? They've only just come up to join the war. Their morale's low. We can take them. we might not have much in the way of salts, but I feel like we definitely want to start looking into some commanders who maybe aren't wrathful, because we keep getting these disordered attacks. And it's actually a little bit problematic. Still though, the advantage might be enough. Oh no, maybe not, maybe not. It's really not helping us. They have no land to start with, I think that's the advantage. If we can take the centre, if we can just break the centre. Okay, we broke the centre. But probably not going to hold. We might hold. Yes! Okay, if we can take that, that's good enough. That could be a victory. And we have Orang. I don't know who Orang is. Don't forget Orang. We have prisoners. We have valuable prisoners. No, we can ransom some daughters. Probably sisters, actually. Huh. A Buddhist. Hmm? That's interesting. Must have come over the border. Right, this man is incredibly dangerous, so we're throwing him the oubliette. Now, where are these guys going? They're going to Samarkand. Taking their territory is woefully unimportant. We need to, if you want to defeat, if you want to take out Khans, you've got to beat them in war. I really hope our morale can regenerate fast enough, but because if it can't, nothing else matters. We'll lose. Prisoners we can ransom. I mean, nah, she's not of any worthwhile stock to take as a trophy. As amusing as it is to take the siblings and wives of our enemies, it's still more. It's still going to produce children from something. I guess we don't have to set them aside immediately. It really depends. Beautiful cleric, really? All right. Marriages. At this stage, maybe a non-aggression pact with Khazaria would be a good thing. Terribly interesting. It's a hell of a weight, though. Those guys. Yeah, okay. Let's take the opportunity to arrange an eventual non-aggression pact with the Khazarians, because we lost that and we lost the rights. Is it me? Did we at one point have an organizer? Well, forget that. Can we afford? Yeah, we can just gather some more. It's entirely worth spending a bit of prestige on gathering commanders. It really is, because decent commanders can make the difference. For instance, this fellow, the 16 organizer, he's wrathful. I need some non-wrathful, non-cowardly foes. Experimentality is not great. Hunchback, gluttonous, envious, diligent, arbitrary. He's hardly brilliant, our best man, but I need someone who's not bloody wrathful. We have too many wrathful soldiers. Right, this should hopefully make a difference. Oh, you decided to accept our suggestion of betrayal. Fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that. Not June yet? Nope. Can't continue to burn the land yet. The sooner we can get some of that transformed into provinces, the better. So we can get May. End of May there. But we may end up in bulk. It's not fantastic, is it? Here's the thing then. Would it be worth sticking around? No, absolutely not. No way. No, absolutely no. Our only chance, really, is to try and take them out and keep them out. We need absolutely every advantage we can get. That will put them out for a long while. Still though, I certainly don't want to. Yep, I'm going to keep fighting them. I'll keep pursuing them. I think if we get it right and we can keep pushing them, we might not be able to reinforce in time. I think you can't reinforce while you're still in the Shattered Retreat. That's the thing. It's the big difference. You know, having that organizer, even if he's a bit of a bastard, allows to make up a lot of time. As long as we remember to take him back off the advance. Yeah, no, we're just going to chase these guys all the way home. Ah, pillaging time. What has the least buildings? That has the least buildings. Excellent. Burn it. Oh, still not all gone. Must have had some extra bonuses going. Alright, well. We can just keep waiting. January. Burn them in January. That'll work. Okay, so they'll get to my mana by August. I don't care for that. So here's our best soldier. No, I guess our best soldier for the centre might be me, actually. Stress isn't great, but we do have a lot of bonuses being in the centre flank. And we need everyone we can get against that guy. He'll get us. He'll get to us first. But if we can get... if he gets there before... No, he's reinforced. Damn it! It's not good. Yeah, sure. Patronize him. We don't have number parity, really. If anything, we're a little bit behind. Yeah, we'll reinforce at best 17 men. It's not great. There. Oh, did we just... Yeah, we just lost that guy completely. He just went. Did no one reinforce that? What's going on there? Yesterday's losses. Must have done one hell of an attack, because... yeah. Alright, well the central flank's probably not going to hold. which is good. Particularly because I need to face off against that guy. We're holding. We're holding. We're winning. That is brilliant. That was not brilliant. That was decidedly not brilliant. Well then, we're finding ourselves with an unexpectedly early end to this adventure. Okay. Well, the good news is the sun is young. Let's take a look over the life of Celgil Khan. A giant destroyed several villages in China and then disappeared without trace. Yeah, so he passed away. Okay, so Celgil Khan, the son of the great Karakan Khan, yes, Celgil, known as the Cruel. He was not himself a cruel man, but he was responsible for great devastation and destruction. In the end, it was his heart that took him and the great stress he suffered. But he was a brave man, if at times an angry one. He was honest and diligent in his work, but he was known for some perhaps excessive love of wealth. In his time, he adventured, and that is known to have strengthened him and made him more of a warrior than perhaps he might otherwise have been. He preferred to lead at the centre, and he was unyielding in battle. Early on, he decided to make war against the Bajanids, seeking to take the state of Oshrusana, after early on defeating an ongoing assault that had been that had been made against his father. The pattern of beginning wars to be ended by their sons would continue, however. He was then attacked by the Yabgulis. At this point, he'd made an alliance with the Khazarian Khanate, which was held to be auspicious due to the birth of a goat with 3 heads, which usually happens on positive occasions. However, such allies were not proven to be, as they soon collapsed into internal fightings, only after Pecheneg aid had managed to secure them fresh new lands of their own. In 793, the Norsemen set sail on their longships to trade and raid beyond their northern homelands in ever-increasing numbers, signalling the beginning of the Viking Age. Celgil made use of commanders a great deal in his life, especially where important battles needed to be won. However, he was struck by adventurers, and in between 796 and 797 he was forced to seal large swathes of the clan's lands in order to preserve against utter and crushing defeat. After this, he then led his armies himself, striking forth and conquering more and more of Oshrusana from the Bajanids, eventually succeeding in seizing it and then razing indeed much of it, but not all of it, to the ground. Ultimately, however, stress claimed him during his fight to seize control of the Karlakid lands and gain their ripe and ample grazing grounds for his own. It was then his son, Karakar Khan II, took up his mantle and began a new reign of Pechenegs. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Iridium with Crusader Kings.